We're coming to you live with an injured Timothy Curran.
A little bashed up Niski here.
Lord Timothy. Hey, have you drank your coffee this morning? Maybe that was the problem.
I did, actually. I had the blueberry sunrise.
Blueberry sunrise?
Delicious.
We want you to try blueberry sunrise or our new buttery caramel, Timmy. Use the code BS that we talk about every episode, BS as in business and BS, to get 15% off at ourcitycoffee.com. That's BS at ourcitycoffee.com. Well, today on the podcast, Miss Danielle Gray, owner, CEO, I don't know if she calls herself CEO, but owner, creator of Train Like a Gymnast, who I just met a couple weeks ago. We filmed her event that she had.
Her workshop.
Her first ever workshop.
The unnamed workshop.
The unnamed workshop, which is Train Like a Gymnast workshop. So it was kind of named, just unnamed named. We talk a lot about back-end business, how she started it, why she started it. And, you know, you and I both think Train Like a Gymnast, you're just doing flips and backhand stands and all those terms that people talk about who are gymnasts.
Right, but it's much more than that.
But it's so much more. So she talks mental, stretching, athletic, all that kind of stuff that goes into being a gymnast. Writing. We talk about how she started the biz, her Facebook targeting.
Yep. Who she targeted, why she targeted them, how it worked, how it didn't work, how she's adjusted. She's done a good job of adjusting on the fly, too.
She definitely does, which is probably something you can attribute to being an athlete, because you always have to adjust on the fly. And literally flying backwards like she would do. Gymnast tie-in, how you like that? She also has her membership program, her inner circle, as she calls it, similar to how we have our Biz Launch Academy, where there's a foundation of information, but she also works with them on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, having phone calls and discussing issues, problems, adjusting, all that fun stuff. Timmy, we think you will and hope you will enjoy. Thank you for listening. Yep. All right, let's get it popping. And Danielle Gray.
Was that the crowd?
That was the crowd.
That was a weak, like,
you didn't like it?
It's like a hot crowd. Yeah. I was like, you just took a sip of coffee and you're like, ah.
No, you know, like when like crowd's so loud, you don't really hear individuals. Just it's not like a
roar.
Yeah, you got this. It wasn't none of that.
It was great when like there was a guy in the back of the stadium and it's like, yeah, eat shit or something. Like you always hear the one guy.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
No chance of anybody hearing it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, welcome.
Yep. Thank you.
Welcome, man. Happy Labor Day. We're laboring on Labor Day. I never like when people say that, but you know.
Laboring on Labor Day.
Yeah.
I've never heard that actually.
You never heard that?
What?
No.
I just said that to my client, and he was like, "Bah ha ha." I was like, "Okay, I guess you've never heard that."
Yeah, I never heard it. That would have worked on me earlier. Yeah.
What?
I was looking through because I used to train. I don't know if you knew that. We just met a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice meeting you. You just met Tim
5 minutes
4
ago.
minutes ago. Yeah.
Yep.
I used to be a trainer, but I used to Snapchat all my clients and put it on there. And now Snapchat gives you the reminders of like stuff you did 3 years ago today. So like recently it was Labor Day and I had a bunch of people coming in. Yeah. I always appreciate when people do shit on Labor Day.
Yeah, that's their day off to do stuff. But also baby labor.
Yeah, that could happen today. We might do that.
Potential.
We were sitting, it was like 9 a.m. right before you text me, a little bit before you text me. And she was like, oh. I was like, you all right? We good? Are we cool? She's like, I feel it in your leg. And like 3 in a row, like quick.
You wouldn't have canceled this though, right?
Well, she had up until like an hour before.
Liv, you're good to go, right? We'll meet you there.
When she texted me like 10 or something, so 2 hours before we got rolling, I figured, all right, if we're good now, or if she hasn't, you know, water hasn't broken, no real like hard timeable contractions, let's just rock it. And if something happens now, like I guess I need to pull my phone here again.
Do you guys have your bag packed?
Oh yeah.
What bag?
Okay. We got okay. We need to
baby bag.
We're talking about a step back.
How Danielle does not doesn't think she wants to have kids yet, or ever maybe.
I was acting like
so we got
what bag? Like you're so not prepared.
No. I've been like 3 weeks ago. We had a bag ready. I've got coffee ready to make. I've got pour over set up. Yeah. I got legit stuff.
You got your pillow, your like neck pillow, so you can just.
I don't, but I should. See,
really?
you know what I was thinking about? How ridiculous is this? Is that we're gonna pay $1 gazillion?
And there's no bed.
No, it's like the smaller than this.
It's like wood, a wood plank.
Yeah, it's like 2 inches thick.
They went to Home Depot and got like a
we're paying $1 gazillion. I can't like sleep comfortably after we have the baby one night.
No, you have to suffer like she does.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. Truth.
Is what it is. No baby yet. There's your update, people, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Well, you are listening because you're listening.
This might go up tomorrow, so
I'm
might.
going to try to put it up today.
You might have the baby.
Unless it pops. Yeah.
Really?
Unless,
Oh, gosh.
unless something happens.
All right.
I'm quick on it.
I was gonna say I have a newsletter going on. I'll give.
There
the
you
link
go.
there.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. How newsletter? Like, how do you get your clients, people to sign up? Is it just obviously you had your one event that I was at?
Yes.
But
So
other
many
stuff.
ways.
Okay.
So
I think we don't do a good job of that.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Do. I feel like I'm not doing a good job.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Primarily social media, right?
Yeah.
When I first started. Okay. Story time.
Yes.
Deal. That's what we're here for.
2016, I came up with the concept of Train Like a Gymnast, and it was just supposed to be a PDF, like ebook. And I think I had just left my online marketing job, so I was kind of in this world of like, this isn't working. How I've put like money into it, and it's sold 4 copies. So I was like, I need to find a job, and that's when I went to Equinox, and then Train Like a Gymnast kind of got put on the back burner.
I forgot you were Equinox.
You were training
another
at Equinox?
Equinoxer.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think we were just like, Equinox is a breeding ground for coming on this podcast,
Yeah.
actually.
You're like the 5th or 6th person.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because nobody's at Equinox.
Do you know
anymore.
Julius White? He used to train at Mid City.
I was Marina.
Oh, okay.
So-
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
So it went on the back burner for a while. And I started really diving into this system last year, which was, okay, you'll do Facebook ads to get people in. There's like a free challenge. They put a deposit down so that they can do everything. If they don't do everything, we keep the deposit. If they do everything, we refund it. And then in that case, they have to do a testimonial at the end. So then that builds our ability to have all these testimonials of people, and then we can use that to promote. That system was working great. But then I was like, I'm not really making money because I keep refunding it because people are doing it. So then we started doing paid challenges, all of that. The issue now is like, okay, that system works, right? But now I'm venturing into like, I did a podcast. I have 1 season out. I'm not sure when I'm going to start season 2. And I'm like, but I don't know if I should be spending money on ads if I don't know if I have the product that really works yet.
Sure.
So I have been backing off. I haven't done paid ads in a while, and I'm trying to do everything organically now to really build a relationship with people. So that's why I had that meeting with my operations manager this morning was, okay, email marketing is actually really big now. I mean, it sounds weird because like it's like sending a letter in the mail basically, but you don't technically own any of your followers. And thank God for Jenna Kutcher. She's one of my inspirations. Jenna Kutcher and Natalie Ellis, these are two some like incredible boss ladies. And you know, I was thinking, I mean, Instagram owns like if Instagram disappeared, like I don't have any of these people's information or anything like that. Like there's no way for me to market to X amount of followers.
And when it goes down, and like it has been a fairly decent amount.
And you don't own that. You can't do anything about that. So you need to build your own list. So that's why I'm getting into like, hey, if you're interested in this, DM me the word handstand in your email. Boom, I have their email, I have their name, then I own that now. And I can still get to them.
Of course.
So we're working on that, creating the systems and trying to really automate so that we can scale the company. So that's really what I think. I have a really good feeling about the next few months because it's going to be a game changer. We're going to find ways to basically create relationships with our potential clients, and not just into our membership program, but into, you know, buying online courses, learning how to handstand, working on your mindset, buying an exercise kit, going on a retreat. Like we have one in Hawaii scheduled for February.
We're in Hawaii.
Maui.
Hey, I just got back last week from Maui.
It's so nice. That's my favorite. I went to one on the Big Island, but Maui's just where it's at. I don't know. It's just different.
If I didn't have a 5-month-old at that point, I probably would just be like, fuck it.
Yeah. Because you're like, I don't know about the retreat. Because the workshops are fun. Yeah. Because that next one that we have is November 10th. Yeah. Which we have Jen Escare, Doc Jen Fit.
Yeah.
She's going to be a special guest.
Oh, I saw that. I saw you post that. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's going to be the guest speaker for November. Still locking down someone for the flexibility portion, but it's going to be same kind of format. Like everyone's going to learn a particular skill. We'll focus on the mindset, and that's really exciting. And then the retreat is just a bigger version of that in a destination, like with your team, essentially. So
gotcha.
When you're doing not the retreats, when you're doing the
workshops?
No, the challenges and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What are the types of challenges you're doing?
So the challenge we have is 28
let me back up and say it. So when I thought train like a gymnast, I had no idea what you actually were doing. I showed up, you were like, hey, I need some video work. Here's kind of what I want.
Yeah.
Cool, I'll show up and do it and just try to capture a bunch of shit. But I didn't really understand. You probably, unless you saw some of you saw some of the videos, but you probably don't even get the concept. It's more than just flips and back handsprings, whatever you call that shit. I think that's a thing.
Yeah,
whatever you call it.
That is a term.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I'm trying to get better at explaining what it is because it has so many facets to it. But I would say overall, it's a fitness and lifestyle brand that operates as a concept. So what does train like a gymnast mean? Like if I were to ask you guys, like what does it mean to train like a gymnast?
I was picturing people just doing gymnastics.
Okay.
So and to me, gymnastics are like tumbles, flips.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Like bending, flexibility,
ton of flexibility.
Okay.
Yeah,
flexibility and flipping. Okay, bigger picture now. Training like a gymnast. What else?
What do you mean bigger picture?
Like just as a whole, like what does it take to train like a gymnast?
Well, I get that now.
Yeah,
but going into it, I'm not sure I thought that.
Right.
I didn't. I don't think I thought that.
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
Right.
But yeah.
But now, like when I went there and I saw most of the stuff, obviously I see it as being different than what I had, and I'm different than the people going because they were into it. They knew what was going on.
Right.
We had texted, emailed, just a little bit beforehand, so I wasn't super familiar with it and didn't do any research.
Showed up prepared.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Damn it, you're not supposed to say that.
Oh, I don't give a shit. That's how you do everything.
But that's that's what it is. If you think in that term of like, oh, like what does it take to be a gymnast, train like a gymnast, all of that, that's everything that we offer. So like with the workout kits, let's say, they're perfect for at home or traveling. So if you're traveling as a gymnast or something, like I remember we used to like have gymnastics, I would say like 5 days a week or whatever, like 3.5 hours to 4 hour practices. And if you went on vacation with your family for like 2 weeks, you came back, you felt like you'd never done gymnastics before. So you have to be able to continue your routine with consistency over like the time of you taking a break, right? So boom, no excuses. You have a little carrying case that you can take with you. Like if you're a flight attendant, we've had flight attendants in the program. If you just travel a lot, if you're a producer, like all that kind of stuff. So we're just kind of eliminating these excuses that people have for not staying consistent or being in shape. So with the membership program, like you have accountability with your teammates through a Facebook community. You've got
teammates are just like
around the world, everybody in the program.
Okay. But if I'm a part of the group, I'm a teammate, you're calling me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause I'm not ready to call people gymnasts. It's like, hey, gymnast, because some
I like
people,
teammates.
Yeah, like you might not identify yourself as a gymnast yet.
Like we could have, after going to the one, we would go to that and be like, this was really cool.
Right.
Don't call us gymnasts though, because we're just some
exactly.
dudes doing some shit.
Yeah. So like I'm
like
still
that.
trying to think if anybody has ideas, like what to kind of address people as. So the membership program is currently women only. But the workshops and the retreats and the courses and all that is open to anybody. But I'm looking to kind of grow that and then maybe eventually do a kids program, especially with the Olympics coming next year, just that kind of stuff.
Definitely. When you first started doing your like Facebook ads, this is for like the free one, I guess. Who were you targeting? Since you said there is kind of a wide variety.
Yeah. We were only targeting women. It's changed a little bit for the 28-day challenge. That's all that I was spending money on was for the 28-day challenge was women. I think we were doing 18 to 50 at the time in certain cities. So like cities that had higher income for like disposable income, right? We were doing interests like gymnastics, yoga, calisthenics, flexibility, stretching, USA gymnastics, all that kind of thing. People who had an interest in it. And that was our target. But then a lot of the times we would get people who were just in it for free or they weren't really invested in the mindset portion as well. Because we do so much mental and emotional work in it too. It's like, if I can't just give you a program or a meal plan and that's not going to fix anything. You have to understand, why have I gotten to the point where I'm not happy with where I'm at and I feel like I have more potential, or like I know I have more to give, but I don't know how to get there or what's stopping me. So that is what I'm trying to break into more. because it all kind of relates to gymnastics. There's visualization, there's manifestation, there's control of your body, there's mastering your mind. All of that is like kind of what is involved. So that is, back to your question, that is who I'm targeting now, is like a more niche demographic of women 18 to 24 who have been former athletes, who understand that coach and teammate dynamic, who do make a certain income level or above, and I just did some ideal client, kind of like market research. And a lot of the times the girls responded like they're adventurous, they're passionate, they have tenacity, they just kind of want more, like they're determined. And then a lot of them struggle with their sleep, with their hormones, with consistent schedule and routines. So I'm really getting kind of a hold on this ideal client, and I'm noticing it, and we're getting closer and closer. I can feel who exactly it's for, and we want to get into the minds of them and think and make them think like, wow, they're like, this is speaking directly to me. Like, I know exactly how that feels, and I should, because I've been through that before. There was a period of time where I didn't work out, and that was an interesting time in my life. And I just felt like I'd lost my identity. I didn't know who I was. Like, did you guys play sports?
Yep.
Before?
Football.
We were both college football players.
Yep. Okay. So when you retired from football, what happened? How did you feel?
Different.
I fucked my back up.
He had to.
Yeah.
Injury.
Yeah. So
how'd you feel, babe?
I was gonna say, injuries can.
Babe?
Yeah, babe. So I had a break in my back and a herniated disc. Basically rehab for like 8 to 9 months. But like all of my friends played football. Right. And like I had no other friends outside of football, so like they would all go do practice and everything, and I would just be like chilling. You
feel like isolated and left out and kind of
totally
lost, and those are the people I'm going for, because when you're a part of a sport, you feel a part of a team, you feel a part of a community, you have a purpose. Like, you're not just training to look good. I mean, like, okay, some people do that, like bodybuilding's fine or whatever, but it's so easy to talk yourself out of that because that's so surface level. I don't care. Like, I'm just going to look this way, right? If you have a purpose, like, you weren't playing the sport to look like a football player.
Right. I mean, like, yes and no, but no. Mostly no.
To get the girls. Like, you have a purpose to be better at your sport, to get a college scholarship, to, I don't know, some guys to get the girl. Like, there's a purpose behind it that's driving you to do it. So we're all trying to establish this reason and that underlying deep purpose for why you should be fit, or why you should move, or why you should work on this. And that's what keeps it sustainable and keeps you going. Because if we make a list of all the like limiting beliefs and excuses and things that you've told yourself for like why you can't or what stopped you or whatever, we write that list, we figure out, okay, this is what I'm going to do when this happens again. This is what my plan's going to be when I have an unexpected emergency. Like, then you're prepared and you have zero excuses.
Yeah.
So those people.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, you had the one guy at the thing.
Yeah.
And he was great. Wasn't he husband or boyfriend or something of one of the girls? So that's kind of why he's in.
Yeah. Well, she
made him come.
Kind of. She paid for
ass.
him.
Get your ass to this thing.
It was supposed to be only him. And I told her, I was like, why don't you come too? Like, I do, if you bring a friend or do the buddy, you get a discount. So anyway, so why don't you just do it? Yeah. So she said, okay, I have some injuries. I was like, just do what you can. Yeah. Because it's not only just gymnastics. Like, you're doing reflection, you're doing some writing, you're doing some meditation, like, you're doing stretching, and she did great. Yeah. She actually didn't want to do a backflip. She literally she was up next and she's like, don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. And just like have her go first. And I was like, okay, literally you could not jump and I could flip you over. And then she ended up doing it. So everybody that day flipped and it was awesome. And your point about the guy was,
well, just saying, like, all right, so you're targeting all females. Yeah. You get the one. I don't know if it was random or what. Obviously not that random, because the girl either knows you or got hit with something. And
I did pull with her. So, it's like, like I said, the workshops, the retreats, and the courses and the kits and everything, like it's open to guys too.
Sure.
It's just what tends to gravitate towards us, and our demographics tend to be women 24 to like 45 in that category.
Yeah.
But like guys are interested in handstands and flips too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's totally.
Have you ever done a flip?
I've never attempted.
All right, November 10th.
Neither have I.
I would definitely.
You better do it in November.
We're talking backflips, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's way easy to teach guys backflips.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
And we're athletic enough to be able to do this shit.
And former
we should
athlete,
be able,
like you know
we
your
should be able to
body.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I did until I bashed my knee into that bench this morning.
we'll do it today.
So bad, yeah. It's like one of those when you like think you're looking cool in the gym and then you bash and you like try to walk.
Was that the
out
gym?
like, yeah. I was like kind of just looking this way and the bench just like smacked me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not ideal, Tim.
No. Back to this. You said kids you want to do. That's the next step.
Yeah.
That's speaking in there.
Yeah, well, I know that's why.
So by the way, waitlist at Broadway, the place that you did the thing. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
They just looked into it. And they're like, damn.
Well, because we went to what's the one in Culver City?
Jat? No.
Yeah.
LA. LA School of Gymnastics.
Yeah.
There's JAG.
I think it's LA School of
Yeah, it's
Gymnastics.
LA School.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right over by like the Culver City stairs.
Lots of Russian coaches, rhythmic, heavy. Yeah.
Very
Yes.
Yeah.
strict
Um,
seeming.
we did like a day trial
Yeah.
there, and then we were gonna come back to it, and we just we called them, and they, I don't know, we didn't like the whole system.
Just vibes, you know.
Yeah.
That's all.
But we want to get her like that's the next step. She's 4, so
That's when I started.
yeah, she wants to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're waitlisted, so I think.
But you're gonna do it?
No, there's another one that we can get in right away here in Playa, Sky Dance or something. It's over by like Seoul.
Where she did her dance classes?
It's like it's a new offering, like gymnastics dance type
Classes,
of vibe.
but
Yeah.
not like gymnastics.
No, correct. Yeah.
Probably like
The other one
rolls
is
and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's always school of gymnastics. Then you gotta go south. I went to Fit Kids, and that's in Redondo.
See, Redondo I would do, but like we're talking about like, you know what I mean? We're in LA, we can't.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
I'm not
Saturday
going.
morning probably, right? Once a week.
Yeah,
What are you doing
if
for
you're doing that
4-year-old?
versus like doing team, like the girl that helped Gianna and her mom, I think they're in the South Bay, and she is on team. She's on the Junior Olympic team, and they drive to Van Nuys.
Get out of here.
Like
But she's
at
like
least 5 days a week.
Oh my god.
She's homeschool and she right?
Shit.
I don't think so.
I thought really?
Is that what Allison said? I don't think she is.
That's the mom. I thought she was talking to one of the other adults.
They
and saying
have
something.
a homeschool program at their gym.
Oh,
like a
okay.
class. I'm so
Nice.
Oh, that's
Wow.
I kind of like that actually. That's like a great.
A powerful.
Yeah, it's a great like
You know,
segue.
I've never seen Back to the Future.
Neither have I.
Oh my god, that's your homework. It's Brittany
Or
Hertz.
Star Wars.
You guys know who Brittany Hertz is?
Don't.
Enlighten.
Should we?
Yeah, at Britt Hertz.
Oh, shout out to @Brit Hurts.
At Britt Hertz. She's like me. She's like crazy flipper tricker, but that's odd. She's never called me before. Maybe she wants to do a YouTube video like
Maybe
right
she-
now.
There
Are
you
we
go.
live, Pat? We're not live, are we?
No.
Oh,
Why does
okay.
that? Hear that?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah. That just came.
Is it because this?
Did
is
you
too
put
close?
something on there?
Star Wars. Oh,
That was it.
that was it. No, because it's back.
Brit Hertz.
@Brit Hurts.
How you spell Hertz?
HERTS.
You're so close.
Like the car rental?
Yeah. I don't know what that is. Is
That's
it your
not her.
phone next to the mic? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
kind
know.
of like.
I think it's something here.
Yeah, I bet it's the.
Connection. That's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a connection. Just hold it.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Like the old school TV where like you probably never did it. You're too
No,
young.
she's too young.
No, what?
Antenna?
Put like
Yeah.
foil on the antenna or something. Then
Yeah,
you have
you
like
bend it.
yeah.
If you squeeze it
Yeah.
somehow, it like would get a better
Yeah.
reception.
Or you just pop the top of it.
When we were younger, we didn't have a remote, so like dad would be like
Get
change
up.
the channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's so crazy.
Like-
Isn't that
I just had to
crazy?
blow the shit out of my my
Nintendo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because it started glitching the other day and it's making me
But you have a
nervous.
Nintendo now?
Like you still play it?
N64, yeah. I just played Mario Kart
Nice.
last week.
So
And not Mario Kart and Bond.
Oh, see, I'm a
You know-
girl.
Oh, really? Oh, those are the two.
007,
jams.
right?
So
yeah, I didn't have it.
Liv's like a year older than you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she's 28. She'll be 29 in a couple weeks. And I was like, we were talking about Nintendo. This is like 5 months ago. And she
Yeah.
was like, you mean like Nintendo 64? And I was like, no, like Nintendo.
Like Super Nintendo.
And she was like, she goes like Super Nintendo. I go, no,
Yeah.
Nintendo. Like you probably never played Nintendo.
No. My cousin might have. He's 6 years older than me. But I think he was Super. He played Sonic on that. I think that was Super Nintendo.
Yeah, Super Nintendo and Sonic.
Nintendo and Sonic. I don't think so.
Super Nintendo, Mario Kart. Those were like starting the game change on.
Yeah. See, I had N64. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah. Did you hear that it's gonna be on the phone now?
No.
What is?
Mario Kart.
Really?
They're getting a phone one so you can play with people. On your phone.
That's great.
That's 5 years too late.
Yeah.
They should have been doing that forever.
Well, so is Stadia with Google. Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
This is going to be the jam if you like games and like that. So basically it's like Twitch, but it's like Google version.
Oh.
And they're launching it soon where every game can be played through online, like their system. Yeah. So like you can buy the handheld and just play like basically any game through and play against people. And it's just like Twitch, but Stadia it's called. It's going to be dope.
All right. Next level.
I have a strict no game on the
phone. I haven't played a game in a decade, but I just know it.
Not on the phone.
Yeah.
I've always been that guy. Like,
I never did.
I don't want to play that on the phone.
No.
Because I don't want to get in the world of just like constantly being on my phone for that shit.
Yeah.
I had, when I first got my first smartphone, I had Bejeweled. I'd fucking dominate. And
really?
I got to get rid of this. Yeah. And then that was my last game ever.
Did you guys ever play Tap Tap Revenge?
Remember
that?
I don't even know it.
Okay. What about Flappy Bird? Because that was a thing.
Yes. I'd never played it, but I know what you're talking about.
No idea what that is.
I still fucking have Flappy Bird.
What is it?
They took it off of the App Store. Okay. So it's the thing where you like, the bird has to like fly up and over things. Like you can't hit an obstacle, right?
On your phone, right?
On your phone. Yeah. And like a few years ago exploded. Like there's a viral video, if you can find it, of this guy who breaks shit. He gets so mad every time he dies or whatever, right? So it was like causing issues with people. Like it was like a liability. So they took it off of the App Store because it was that big of a thing. And so then people were selling iPhones that still had Flappy Bird installed. Like it was a thing. Yeah.
That is so funny.
I still have it.
But you have it.
I have it.
But it's not in the App Store. You just have that on your phone.
I don't think it's in the App Store anymore. At least they might have brought it back, but I still have the original Flappy Bird.
Funny.
I'm good on all that.
Yeah.
Okay. Get caught up.
However, I did like a year or two ago. We like UFC and MMA type stuff, and
yeah.
I was like, we need to like buy a PS4 and start playing the UFC game. And he's like, fuck no.
Yeah.
I was like,
I just don't.
I don't know who else I'm gonna play with, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah. You're gonna be that dad.
Yeah.
No games.
I don't mind if my son does or like whoever or his daughter, whatever. I don't give a shit, but. Yeah. I don't want to get caught up in nonsense. Now, it would be different if it's like kid playing with a kid.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like
a kid.
But you gotta be good. You can't be like, Dad, why are you so bad? You know?
Oh,
like
wow.
You gotta school.
I've got years
like till the kid goes to sleep and then practice.
I've got years before they'd be any decent anyway, so I could play anything at like 4, 5, 6, and like whatever.
Well, that's true, I guess.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Anyhow.
Games.
Yeah, I don't know how we got on that, but
Training a gymnast.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Flip all over.
Yeah.
So you start 2 or 3 years ago. You said 16 with Train Like a Gymnast.
The concept was 2016, but this version of it, where it's like an online thing, was last year.
What made you think of doing that? Because you think Train Like a Gymnast, you don't think online. We don't think online for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I think I was targeted with a Facebook ad.
No shit.
For trainers, like, are you guys tired and burnt out of going to the gym in the morning and your clients don't show and they waste your time and all that stuff? I'm like, yeah, that's me. So it was like, okay, get into the online world, because then they do it, and that's, you're not necessarily trading time for money, which is, that's your most valuable commodity. So I was like, okay, what is this? And it was an Australian Asian guy. His name is Lin Trin, and he's awesome. And they had this thing called Online Trainers Mastermind, which it's transformed, and it's now called the 1%. And they basically teach trainers how to basically get their business online and have a global reach. So I started with them. That was a very expensive investment. I was with them for a year, but I didn't have the systems to do that. I didn't know what I was doing until I started with them. Like, they would give us swipes and templates and tell us how to do this. We'd show them our ads. They'd give us feedback. Like, it was awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
And so it really helped me get set up where I could understand. And then I kind of took it on my own, which I get. Like, a lot of my clients are like, yeah, I'm just going to try it on my own now, which is like makes you roll your eyes because it's like, that's what you were doing beforehand. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are you saying?
Get that.
So, which I get and I like, but I just also wasn't taking advantage of everything that they were offering. So I was like, this isn't worth the investment since I'm not at this point like reaching out to them anymore or doing this. Like, I've got my system kind of set up. So I just wasn't seeing the value anymore because I wasn't taking advantage of it. It's not anything on them. It's just
sure
a fact of me, which if a client comes to me and says it that way, I understand that versus, oh yeah, I think I know enough now to keep doing it on my own after a month. It's just like,
yeah, that's so common too though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck in life.
Right.
As Batch would say. You guys follow King Batch?
No.
Do you know who King Batch is?
No.
Yes.
Okay. He's my friend. And he's been doing this whole like bad roommate kind of like comedy sketch series because he just had an album come out.
Yeah.
And like at the end of each one of these videos, the bad roommate is fuck something up and he goes, good luck in life. So it's like my new saying.
Nice.
Essentially.
Right.
But yeah.
So you transitioned to doing the online stuff. Of
Yeah.
course, you fucked some shit up off the jump, like all of us do, right?
Yeah.
Or at least you're thinking probably when you start, you're like, there's going to be 10 million people in this, and there's like 1.5 people.
Yeah.
Like someone's kind of dipping their toe in there.
Yeah.
Like what do you think's been the biggest like positive things you've done, and then bad decisions maybe you've made throughout that?
So I guess positive literally it's consistency, and that is like kind of one of the overarching concepts in the program, and that I'm now creating. We're about to drop it very, very soon, this consistency framework that's going to be a free guide for people to like get their shit together.
Yeah.
So it's going to give them the option to figure out how, like, what do I need to do in my life to stay consistent? Because if I try this and then I try this, ooh, maybe this is what's going to work. You're starting and stopping. Like, that muscle gets really good. Like, you're conditioning that muscle to start and stop.
Yeah.
You're not conditioning a muscle for endurance. You're not conditioning yourself to stick with something. So the good thing that I feel like I've done in business is staying very consistent and just keeping the vision, the same. Like, it's changed over time, but I still have like my clear goal, right? So the bad or any bad decisions, I believe, it's weird because like at the time, it's good, but I honestly think starting off with Facebook ads was a bad decision, even though it worked and like got me that set up and got my initial group of people right. I just feel like I invested so much when I look back at, expenses.
Yeah. A lot.
Didn't outweigh. Yeah.
I mean, like I definitely made up for it, but I just think it was a very big expense for just starting off.
What would you do? What would you have done instead of a
tried organic first and saved all of that money, and then I'd be that much further ahead. And then once I have that solid product, I mean, yes, when you're starting off, it's very hard to reach people, and especially if you don't have like a gigantic following. And so Facebook ads are a good way to reach people outside of your scope of what you can get, but it's an investment. So I just feel like that when you're starting, it should be very organic. It should be very personal. Like, you should feel like friends with your prospective clients and your followers. Like, I just posted something yesterday, and I had a very tough time answering over 100 comments on that one post. And then today I did a different type of post with a different caption. I think it has like 2 comments or something.
Huh.
So it's like, maybe it was 2 days ago or something like that. But just knowing how to target your audience in an organic way, get them to engage and want to engage, is better than pushing an ad being like, hey, this is my product, this is me, bye. Like, you got to have that kind of nurturing, almost like dating the client thing first before you're like popping up all over the place.
So is your program now where anyone can jump in at any time, or is there's time slots?
So people can join the VIP Inner Circle program at any time. the 28-day challenge has rounds. Gotcha. So I'm announcing that today. Like we're opening
officially now. That's why she came on to announce it officially. Officially,
you're hearing it here first.
Yeah.
The next round we're doing starts next Monday.
Cool.
So we'll do a push this week. Do calls with people because we do calls with every person that is interested or joins the program because we want to make sure it's the right type of person. They're going to fit with the team, and then we have the choice to be like, I don't think it's the right fit. This is what we recommend instead. But if it is the right fit, like awesome, we welcome you to our team. So round 20. This will be our 20th
round 20.
Round. Yeah.
Wow. How often do you do it per year?
In the beginning, I was doing it like once every 2 weeks, which was a lot.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So now we're doing. Okay. I took a break and I did it like every other month, and then now we're doing about every month. We didn't do one in August because it was crazy, but yeah,
so that's a lot.
Once a month.
Yeah,
and you're getting a decent amount of people. I assume
right.
it's work
with the Facebook ads last year. Like we would get, I think, in the beginning of summer, we had 20 to 30 people per round, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Around the holidays, I think it was around like 3, and then
people don't do anything now.
It was bad. Yeah. It was bad. I mean, like those girls were awesome, but.
Yeah, but then January, it's like...
It was better, yeah. I mean, once we started doing the paid challenges, of course, it dwindled versus the free challenge. But this next one will be a free challenge, which I didn't think we were going to do, but I think it's a good idea to have people not have that, like... It lowers the risk. Like, they're like, okay, like if I just do it, I know I can get my money back or apply it if I want to continue. So that creates like it breaks down that barrier for entry. So this next one will be September 9th. And that'll be however many people we can do calls with this week and who want to join. And
And what do you do on the calls? Just like assessment, both sides type of thing?
So when they apply for a call, they fill out like a little form of like, where are you at now? What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? What's your past history with athletics? Why do you want to train like a gymnast? And we kind of go over that. We figure out what's stopping you from like where you want to be. Okay, like you establish where you are, where you want to be. What's in the gap? How can we close that and bring it closer together? And like, how does it make you feel right now? What are the things that you can't do or are like not doing because of how you feel? So a lot of times, like, it would get emotional. We'd have girls cry sometimes on these calls. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Like, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you get them cry.
You bring somebody to tears in a
intro call,
positive like kind of deal. Yeah.
Like last year, I remember talking to a lot of girls. I'd be like, okay, my main problem area is my stomach area, my midsection. And like, I've never felt like this before in my life. And I'm like, okay, well, what's it stopping you from doing? And they're like, well, I don't go to the beach anymore.
Sure.
I don't wear crop tops. I feel like I wear baggy clothes just to hide my figure. It's affecting my relationships. I don't feel secure or confident. I feel very isolated because I just don't like to leave the house. So then my relationships suffer and I don't have any friends anymore. And it just like spirals into that.
Sure.
And so you get them to that level where it's just like, I just want to lose 10 pounds. You get down to like, I don't have any friends. I don't feel worthy. I don't know how I let myself get to this place where I never thought I would be here as an athlete. Like, that's where you start to get that emotional work. And then that creates the purpose. And then you're like, okay, well, let's dive into this. Like, can you commit to 28 days, just 28 days to complete everything you need to complete? And then you can always get the money back if you do that. And then it makes them think like, okay, yeah, like I can do anything for 28 days. A lot of times shit happens. Like we've had girls' friends get in car accidents. We've had a girl get arrested during the time. We've had somebody
for what? Can we talk about that?
It was like she accidentally hit her sister or something.
How do you accidentally hit?
She was like gonna hit the car seat or something, and it smacked the sister's head, and the sister called the cops. So then that happened during her, but she ended up continuing afterwards. Like, things happen during that month. Somehow, the month that you decide to go all in, something happens. So that's what's great about the Inner Circle program afterwards is, like, it goes in 16-week phases. So you get a longer term to really double down, and you're going to have bad weeks. You're going to have bad months. But those are your feedback times to be like, okay, so when shit hits the fan, like, I know that if I just stay consistent, like, I still have the opportunity to get to where I'm going to be. It's not that I failed or anything like that, because I give this metaphor, analogy, one of those words.
Okay.
If you're driving down a street, right? Analogy, right?
Yeah.
If you're driving down a street and you hit a stop sign, oh my God, the world is not coming to an end. You've just hit a stop sign. It's going to turn green. Okay. You keep driving towards that destination. You're further. Okay. A squirrel runs out into the road. Like, okay, you're going to swerve around the squirrel. Okay. There's construction. Take a detour. You get back on the road. You're still driving to your destination. If you just keep driving, you're going to get there. Versus, oh my gosh, everything's happening. I'm hitting every stoplight. I'm going to turn around and go home.
Yeah.
We laugh at that because that sounds stupid, but that's what people do in life all the time.
Sure.
So
totally.
That like usually makes it sink into people.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, I like that.
Did you think of that or you heard that?
Take credit.
Take credit. Yeah, just
I thought of it.
If you don't remember,
I put the squirrel in there.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense though. And the challenge is, what kind of stuff are you doing? Like, are they like physical, mental? Do you have like a pattern you do, or just in general?
So when they sign up for the challenge, essentially they get added to our members only group, not just like the global community. They get added to our members only Facebook community, so they get to know the girls and the teammates, the girls who have been in there longer and the girls who are in the same round as them. They get the app, so they get basically.
You got an app? I didn't know you had an app.
It's Trainerize, but it's like a custom Trainer to Gymnast Trainerize app. So I've programmed basically 4 weeks of exercises that are body weight specific. So it's literally any level. Like, you don't have to have gymnastic experience, but it's nice to have an athletic background where you understand, like, oh, this burns. It's not like it hurts. Because I've had clients who have never done sports before, and they're like, this hurts. I'm like, are you in pain or are your muscles burning from working? Yeah. You have to be able to differentiate, like, wow, this is hard. I need to push through. So you'll get, basically it goes week 1, week 3, week 2, week 4. So you get to repeat it. So then you can see after that, 2 weeks of working out, you can see, oh, I can do more this time. So it gives you that kind of progress marker. Every week you should be doing progress tracking, like photos, measurements, just seeing like what's changed. A lot, like we've had girls lose 12 pounds in a month, which I was never expecting. Yeah. But that's awesome. And obviously the more you have, the more you can lose. And so if you're closer to your ideal weight, it's going to be less. And then every week we do Wholehearted Wednesday, which is a prompt in the group that makes you think about some kind of topic that makes you do some introspection. Like, it could be, who are the 5 people you spend the most time with, and is that working for you? Do you need to make some adjustments and some cleaning and shifting? It can be things like vulnerability. Like, do you allow yourself to be vulnerable? When was the last time you had a heart-to-heart with somebody? Or when was the last time when was the last time you played, just like actually playing for no purpose, just having fun versus always working for a purpose? Because if we don't have play, we lose the kind of joy in life, all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't have to be specifically related to gymnastics or anything. It's just thinking about you and your emotional fitness. Then Fridays we have check-ins, which is like your accountability. Like, all right, what'd you do this week? What were your wins? What were your challenges? How can we help? Just kind of data tracking for them, because then they can look back and see, oh, well, this week everything was bad, but I'm better this week. And so then you're just gathering data. And a lot of people don't I don't want to take pictures. I feel bloated this week. That's just data for you to be like, okay, when I'm around my cycle. This is kind of also why it's women only. We talk about our periods.
Yeah, I don't have a cycle.
Yeah, like it's just, I'm just consistent. It's fine. So it's like I can gain up to 8 pounds during a month when I'm around my cycle. So it's like you understand, oh, okay, it's probably that time of the month. I'm feeling bloated. But look, this next week, I've dropped back down. And this drop back down is lower than this drop back down. So that means I actually, over time, have decreased, whatever. Yeah. So all of that is very important. But you're also looking at the composition, because I don't care just about the number. I care about, like, all right, wow, you're seeing like you're losing it in your waist primarily. But your butt's getting bigger. Like, you're gaining muscle and mass there. Like, they're like, oh my gosh, my hips went up. I'm like, well, you're building muscle and you're replacing that. So
do they share on the page, or just that's for like you and them?
I can see their photos, me and them. I see their progress photos and all their progress like measurements, but they totally have the choice to download and upload. And a lot of girls do. They celebrate their wins because we want that. We want you to be celebrated. Like, every little win is very important to get you further and further. So that's kind of the outline of it. And then every week we have like a round table, like a live video call with all the teammates. So that I think is probably changing because we have noticed participation decreasing. And we want to make it as valuable as possible. So we might be doing them bi-weekly. So that is just a shift that's happening. But that's everything in the 20-day challenge that can translate into the long term.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So you're constantly adjusting and flying.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It
too.
sounds like you're doing a good job of seeing what works, doesn't work, adjust, and go on the fly.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of shit like that, so you had the first event, Train Like a Gymnast.
The workshop.
The workshop. There you go. Say, what the hell did you call it?
Full day. There was no name. It was like full day immersive workshop.
It's kind of like, there was the workshop.
Yeah.
Workshop.
Yeah.
So that was like a month there, or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was now. That was your first one. Mm-hmm. So you do it. How, I mean, obviously you think it went well, and I was there and I thought it went well too, but what do you think adjustment wise? Will you keep saying format, adjust things? How was the feedback as far as like? Feedback
was awesome. What's probably going to change is I might give a little bit more time, especially since we'll have Jen. So there were 4 speakers for this first workshop. I think I'm just going to do one. I'm just going to have Jen next time.
Okay. That
whole hour so we can really dive in and go a little bit deeper instead of like waiting for every person to answer questions. And there can be more interactive like from the crowd too.
I like that.
And then since she is higher profile, people will probably want to take pictures with her after or talk with her. So I'm going to add.
She's got a big following. Yeah. What is she? 500,000 or something like that?
Yeah, a little over like 540 something.
Okay. Yeah.
So adding in some buffer time there. And then maybe like at the end, adding in buffer time for like testimonials for people from the day, like how'd the day go? Yeah. Adding in time for that because they just left.
Those were 3 of my thoughts. The only other thing I thought of was like move a little early. Something early because you didn't.
Oh, versus just sitting there.
Yeah, it don't have to be like a whole thing, but maybe it's like something to get them up going instead of just down.
I thought about that.
It could even
do like an icebreaker thing with
fitness. Sure, yeah.
But I didn't. That's the thing. Like I didn't have them introduce themselves in the beginning on purpose.
I know. I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted them all to be like even. I didn't want anybody to think like, oh wow, she's like
this person's that or this.
Yeah, she's a massage therapist for the Clippers. Like, oh, maybe she was a gymnast at this level. Like, I don't want them having thoughts and like discrediting their own worth. So I wanted everybody. They can know each other's names, but I didn't want them to do introductions about who they are, what they do until later. But I could do some kind of icebreaker with names, and maybe something that they wanted to learn that day so they know.
Sure. I just something to like energy, like they're pumped, they're excited, they're here. It's this thing they're trying for the first time.
Because you're videoing and they're all kind of just like.
Yeah. And it wasn't bad, but it was just like how I felt if I'd have been going, I'd want to like, all right, let me, I got this energy, let me use it a little bit.
Right.
And then get into all the mental stuff you do for like the first hour or two, whatever.
Do you think I should switch that order, start with Jen and go into the thoughts? Or do you think I should prep them?
Yeah, I liked how you had that, like had it in the middle, like after a lunch. Or was it? No, it was before lunch.
It was before.
Oh, before you even went out downstairs. Yeah. No, I thought that was good how you had it like that. And I think same thing with Jen.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'll just figure out, because there are like personal training, there are fitness icebreakers that
sure.
do. So, all right, yeah, because that room up there is, okay.
Yeah, I think that would be. I think it'd be a nice touch to do it. Is like, did you get any feedback where they're like, "Hey, I didn't like this," or more of this, or
she didn't get testimonials? Remember, they all left.
No, yeah, but she sent out an email.
I did send out a feedback. Yeah, email.
And I know a lot of times when you do that, everyone's just like, "So great, so awesome, love it."
Yeah.
But there's no like specific feedback.
The feedback that I got was, well, one girl was thinking lunch was going to be too short, but it wasn't.
Okay. What? Interesting feedback.
Because it was only 30 minutes. Yeah. But like, that's it. I don't want you eating like a heavy ass lunch and then going to like. Yeah.
Well, you ate and then you went back and you did something slow. Like you weren't doing flips after you ate lunch.
Right.
People are so funny though.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I got was, sorry, this was before the workshop. This was for like the promoting it. I think this I don't think it was the retreat. It might have been the workshop. But somebody like, to get more information, you write your name and email and then you go to the next page. Like there's a little teaser page and then that's how you get more information. And somebody was like, stop beating around the bush at howmuchisit.com or something. So like I Yeah, so I could give more information up front, but I'm trying to think. I don't think I had much.
Yeah. Was there anyone that saw the price? I don't know what the price was, but anyone saw the price and was like, eh?
I had a lot of mixed reactions to that. I had people going, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. It was, I think this, because there's a price increase for the next one. I think this one was $150 for 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. It's $140 an hour was my rate at Equinox.
Yeah.
Sure.
So just saying.
Yeah.
Some people were like, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. You hit us with the 150. And then, so then that was, I guess, technically feedback. One girl came up to me at the end.
So that was after?
Was after the workshop. She came up to me and was like, this was so much, like, I feel like just the swag bags you gave us were like worth more than that. And I told my boyfriend, I was like, why, like, it's only this much? I was like, okay, cool. So that means, then I heard somebody else, like a former teammate of mine who saw it, and she was like, you could literally double this price.
Sure.
So
it's all over. Yeah.
All over.
You'll never accommodate everybody anyways.
No. Yeah, of course you want to charge as much as you can to get the most value and obviously your time too.
Right.
Did you change the price for the second one? But did you change it because of that feedback, or were you planning to do that anyway?
I was planning to increase it because this one was the first one. I wanted to see how it went and everything, figure out numbers. And then I was planning to increase it. I wasn't sure how much, but I'm like, okay, so now I got Jen. Okay, that's also going to be an extra increased price because it's, it's her, as well as just, okay, how do I make sure that like all of the time and energy that I spend prepping this is like worth, like that profit is worth that amount of time.
Yeah.
Like I was profitable, but
couple bucks.
Yeah.
We get it.
The first one is always like, you want to stay as.
Yeah. I'm glad I wasn't negative. That's,
yeah.
That I'm thankful for that.
Great.
It's always a learning one, first one though anyways.
And then hopefully you got some people that become members and yada yada after. Maybe not. I don't know.
Not
phase.
Yet.
Not
but
yet.
they might come to the next one, or they might come to the retreat.
Yeah.
Or they
refer
might
someone to the next one. Or
So it's like that's kind of how it works.
Oh, that was the other thing too. So those 4 things I thought were like nice tweaks. 3 you mentioned, 1 I mentioned, is somehow get more people posting. Which I know is like kind of like
even on their phones. I mean,
I
that's
know
good.
That is good, right?
Yeah.
But if you just showed me what I was doing all day through your social, and could like to my followers, I'm putting it up all this stuff. How many people would have been like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" Like
I know. I didn't post until I got home. Well, I could have had Gianna or Allison do that because like I'm not going to be on my phone. Yeah. I could have had the volunteers, and I might have another volunteer in November. So I could have them just using.
It would be tough for you. It would be good to have somebody like that.
Yeah.
Or like it, there really wasn't a place for them to be doing it.
I know.
And like you said, you don't really want them. If they're on their phone the whole time, they're not engaged. They're not in it.
Like I went to a Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within. It was like a 3.5 day thing in March. And like I remember posting. Like I was posting stuff during the day.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that much. And it was just like, everybody stand up. Okay. And then, everybody sit back down. Okay. But then, and then, all right, now write in your, okay. But then, you're like, I missed it on the slide. So I don't want them feeling like that. But I could build in time for them to be like, okay, everyone take out your phones right now. Take a photo of what you wrote or whatever. Or, during lunch, have them be like, hey, if you guys like, want to go up with your swag bags, like I put in the, like you saw in the bag, here are all the things to tag if you're tagging any of these sponsors. But yeah, I could build in,
or even like when we were finishing, I think right before lunch, and a lot of people were doing like cool stuff at the end, and the one guy was doing a I don't know what you call it, standing backflip with one of the girls, and and somebody brought out their phone.
Yeah, I used that shot.
So it was a cool shot. I liked it. But so that was the one time you had it. Maybe it's like there or something.
Go get your phones and like.
Or I can get you or like whatever.
Yeah. I could tell them to bring their phones down, leave them on the tables or something. And if you do a cool skill or something, want to get it, grab your phone and we'll film it.
Yeah.
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 Because then it's not like too much, but it's still like.
Yeah. It's still them having it.
Yeah. And it's cool for like people to see.
Yeah.
You know, as they're sharing, like, oh my.
And I could also, because I've done Fit Expos before, I have a big Train Like a Gymnast blue banner thing. I just didn't bring it because I didn't want to set it up because you saw my car, the size of my car.
Yeah.
So, but that could be like a photo wall opportunity for them too.
And if you're doing that with Jen and tags and
definitely.
Yeah. This next time I'll definitely do that. Thanks.
I think those would be nice, like just additions to get like people going, because it is such a cool thing visually.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason I didn't.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah, it's just like to be able to, like, I knew it would look good, and of course, anytime anyone's gonna do stuff like that, it's gonna look good, especially when you see, like, if I'm watching an Instagram story and I see someone like Tim, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, you're doing flips today. What is this thing? Like, I'm commenting. I want to like
be part of it.
Yeah. And some of those people there, if you saw them, you'd be like, that person can't do a flip.
Yeah.
And then all those people did it. So like to have that one female do it, and you see that your friend can do it. Well, shit, I can do it then.
Right.
Let me get on that. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it'd be a nice touch.
Yeah. I'll add it in. I'm working on it now.
Do it.
We've got a girl flying in from Oklahoma.
Hey.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know
That's
Oklahoma,
sweet.
but I saw it flying in for it. That's cool.
So she's interested in the retreat, so I don't know if she's going to do that as well, but I mean, she's flying in for this, and I told Jen, like, people are interested coming in for you.
Is she promoting?
Not yet.
Or will she?
I mean, I can ask her to.
Yeah.
But she's awesome.
Is she? I saw you tagged her in something. Did she repost the tag in the Instagram story or no?
Did she? Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, she did.
I'm
Yeah.
sure
Then
that
it becomes
doesn't
that like story inception thing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Story inception. That makes sense.
Yeah, you just post each other over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, look, she said to come, and then, oh yeah, well, she posted me again, and then
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
That'll be good. Cool. Tim, anything else?
No, we just need to get on the kid aspect of it.
Oh yeah.
Get on the kid aspect of it. Give us 3 years. We'll be on there. We were talking.
There are so many like mommy me and daddy me kind of get screwed, but like I'd be all over something like this because I can teach Kyler soccer, basketball, football if she wants to play football, track, everything but gymnastics pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like that would be for people who live in areas as well that like don't have access to gyms nearby or want to like get kids started at the age, or maybe they just don't want to be like Olympians and they just want to learn how to do handstands and cartwheels.
Or on a waiting list.
Or on a waiting list and can't get it.
Yeah.
And then like it would teach also parents how to spot. So,
like I literally have no idea.
So we were yesterday. Liv's mom just came in town. She got here today, staying for like a month or a couple weeks at least.
Oh, good.
While the baby's born. So we took the bed out of this couch we're sitting on. It's like a comfortable bed, more comfortable than like a blow-up mattress. Put it in the baby's room because that's where she'll stay. And we had Kyler. Did I tell you this? We had her like doing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Liv's mom was a gymnast like through high school, and Liv like did it when she was younger, but like. She wants to come in November, pending baby stuff. We'll see. Yeah. But so we were just doing like little things like that. But Liv kind of knows how to spot. Obviously, I'm sure not as well as like you would, but like has an idea of what to do.
Right.
I would have no idea. I'd just be like
spotting flips on a mattress because it's like a soft mat. Yeah.
But she loved it.
Yeah.
She was rocking it, and she was like,
she has no fear either. So
no fear.
She'll do whatever.
The problem was we have a mirror here, and it's so the whole closet length is a mirror. Yeah. So she's just trying to watch herself as she's doing a backflip or like a back bend or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, that's kind of what it would be. Is like a little curriculum for that. I don't know if I would break it up by age group or level, but. It'd be nice to have something like that.
I don't know. If you need a young model.
Yeah, she's done a bunch already. Either the brands we work with, or she was in a movie once.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had to like do stuff.
Look at her.
She's all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Cool.
Awesome, Danielle. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
for
much.
having me.
Happy Labor Day, whatever that means.
Almost Labor Day for you.
Yeah.
It's September 2nd. We got within a week. Better come.
What?
We got within a week. It better.
Yeah.
Thank you and goodbye.